you know Tassie like we do, then you'll know it's rugged, untamed, four-wheel drive country that's sure to get the adrenaline pumping for any outdoor enthusiast. That's why we love it, and that's why we keep coming back for more. How's the undies?
I don't know, I've got 2 pairs on, mate.
That is I reckon that view is one of the greatest views in four-wheel driving.
Oh, big time, mate. It's my favourite track in Australia.
Whoa! Heavy call, folks. If you haven't realised where we are, this is the climbing track in
Tasmania, the wild west coast,
Tasmania, mate. And we're going to do, on this trip particularly, probably the most iconic tracks in Tasmania.
Some of them that people don't even know about.
Yeah,
that should be iconic because it's so bloody good.
So bloody good. Tasmania turning it on for us. Hey, there's the weather. I shouldn't say that because it could change. Barney, having a ball?
Mate, loving it. This is awesome.
You
fun.
ready to do this?
Absolutely, can't wait.
Stu?
This is fantastic, mate. Imagine being the first bloke to drive this.
I don't want to imagine that. That would have been very sketchy.
About 2 minutes ago.
That's exactly right.
Anyway.
Folks, my advice to you is grab something out of the fridge right now, crack it because it's got to be cold and fizzy. Sit down in your favourite chair and enjoy the very best of Tasmania. All right, Stu, you are up, sir.
Mate, I'm going to take that towel off my seat and bring it out.
Get into
it.
We've got a plan and we're going to try our best to stick to it. We're starting out on the Climbys track and then making our way out to the Pieman Heads area before returning on the infamous inland loop track. All this with some cracking Tasmanian camping. I am absolutely pumped. We've got some familiar faces on this trip, which consists of myself, Shauno, Barney from Legend X, and of course, Stu Dog from Wholesale Automatics. This is one team I know will get us through. West Coast of Tassie, I get a sore neck around here because I'm constantly looking at the view. It's just, it's staggering. Today, the ocean though, ain't for beginners. Have a look at those waves. Woo.
We're down here on the west coast of Tasmania, and this here is the start of the Climbys track. I am so excited. My words are not going to do this justice because I absolutely love this track. To drive so close to the wild west coast, see the waves crashing up against a cliff line that you drive across, gets the blood pumping.
The Climbys track links Granville Harbour to Trial Harbour. The word on the street is that it takes approximately 4 hours to complete depending on the conditions. We're taking it on from north to south, so really all we've got to do is keep the ocean on our right. It's September now and the river systems around here are still raging. With plenty of water in the rivers, I'm sure things could get a bit sloppy out on the tracks, and I guess we'll find out soon enough.
Oh, this is a muddy little track.
First little challenge in Tassie, and it's a bit of a doozy. Like a lot of things in Tassie, your first look at them doesn't always indicate exactly how hard it's going to be, but as you can see, Shauno's made it look easy. Stu Dog has picked a slightly harder line there. He's come unstuck. I think he's going to have to reverse and have another crack at this. A better line, and Stu's straight through. It's all about picking a perfect line in four-wheel driving. Having seen the line that Stu took, I tried to straddle that rut, but the rear end got caught and slid into it. No problems though, Mighty D-Max, up and out. Righto, Barney. What a weapon, just walks on through. Righto, up ahead, it looks as if we're going to get a bit muddy.
What I want to do is actually get up to the start of the challenge, and then if I can get to the start of the challenge, it's really slippery. I don't want to be staying in that water too long. Oh, that's a big rock.
Sean is actually trying to get around an extremely deep mud hole on the left-hand side. In fact, if you look closely, you can see a stick. We've placed that there so that we know not to go any further left than that stick because it's about a metre drop-off.
Oh, that's nasty.
Once he's through there, it's a sequence of massive bog holes that we've got to get through.
Baby. How good is that? What an animal. Absolute animal. That's why you make a diesel nice and powerful, so you can do stuff like that. That is exactly what it's supposed to do.
Wow, that
was awesome.
Yeah, that was a committed drive. I'm really impressed with that. Stu, now
Bang on, I can do this.
You've got to do the same thing, mate.
Yeah, on my
Super casual.
on my little 33s.
You'll be right. You'll be right. You know the line now.
Yeah, just fall in a hole and
Drive.
put the foot down.
Yep. Go for it, dude. All up.
Didn't look that hard, Sean, eh?
Okay, Stu, you've seen how it's done. Time to step up, mate. Once again, we've got to get Stu around the right-hand side of that bog hole before he can even attempt to tackle those massive ruts. Damn it!
Stop there, Stu, and come back with a little bit more gusto.
Yeah, Stu's fallen into that first rut. If he'd stayed a little bit higher to the right and then gone in, he might have avoided the worst of it. Hey, he's moving.
That'll do you, mate.
Righto, he's through the worst of the boggy section, and now he's going to have a run at the rest. Made it look easy. Okay, it's my turn in the D-Max. Found the only rock on the track. Yeah, and the other. Like Stu, I'm going to have the same disadvantages. Smaller tyres and much less clearance. Anything's going to catch me out, that's going to be it. Whoops. I think I found every rock on that track then.
Yeah, so did I, actually.
You can see I stayed a little higher on the right-hand side on that line and avoided jumping into that first lot of ruts, and I was so close to making it through that second lot.
Come on, mate! Oh!
Nah.
That was so close. Good.
Now, I'll winch from here. More? When winching in situations like this, what I try and do is let the winch do 90% of the work. The other 10%, of course, is done by the four-wheel drive. But it's by listening to the winch and learning when that winch is at full stretch and then just giving a small amount of drive that you get maximum efficiency. I was very close to driving that. It's just such a fine line.
Yeah. Yep, you're all good, mate.
Rattle. Okay, I'm through. Now it's Barney's turn. This should be entertaining.
Woo. You up, big fella? All right. Do it. Go berserker, big fella.
Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. This mud is seriously greasy, and Barney, being the last one through, may find this the hardest.
Heading on up, heading on up. Bit rough on the gear today, mate. Ain't gonna do it properly. Not bad, huh? Thank you. Thanks for making that clear for me, guys.
There we go. He's made that look easy.
Very
Okay,
nice.
time to get a move on.
Very nice.
The next few sections of mud are fun to drive, but don't really present us with any problems. The base is pretty firm, and we've got the traction we need to pull through. I'll tell you what, right now, I'm getting excited because soon we should be up on a challenge that isn't for the faint-hearted. It involves a creek crossing and a waterfall. That's all I'm going to say. Back on higher ground, and we have a brief moment to take in this spectacular bit of coastline.
It's a bit high country, this one, Sean.
Yeah, it's amazing, this scenery. Just opens right up, and you've got rocks, mountains, and I think there's a little creek crossing down here.
What a bloody place. I'd go so far as to say this is the most spectacular scenery-wise track you could possibly do. I don't know if there'd be one. Maybe Blue Rag, that might be up there.
Yeah, this is just spectacular. It's all different too. Like one moment you're on the edge of a cliff face and you got the wild west coast bashing up against it, and then the next moment you're just driving on top of a ridge line, and yeah, mountains all around.
Here it is, the one we've been waiting for, the waterfall challenge. Before we commit, we're going to walk it and check it out first.
Whoa.
This is the famous waterfall crossing, eh?
This is it, mate, and that's the track to get out of here.
That's insane.
Yeah.
So you've got to stick hard right.
Obviously, yeah, you come up hard right,
Yeah.
and the natural lay of the land.
Yes, Shauna, you're spot on, mate. You do not want to get it wrong. And where it feels horrible, of course, is the natural lie of the land is to push your vehicle, lean your vehicle toward the cliff edge. You just got to hang on, ride it out, keep it smooth, and get away from that edge. This is going to be fun.
Let me tell you one thing.
Yep.
You don't want to get it wrong.
No,
You don't want to get it wrong.
All right, well, I'll watch you two go first. That's good.
I've done this climb twice now. I won't lie to you, it's proper scary, this track. It doesn't look super hard, but when you're driving it, it's another thing, and it's so spectacular. It's my favourite part of track, out of any track in Australia.
This is one serious challenge because make a wrong move here and it's all over.
There's a cliff straight down there. I'm driving across a waterfall right now. That's, you don't want to look down, holy heck. I don't like this. Boys, this is so scary. It's ridiculous.
There's actually a significant amount of flow across that waterfall, and if it was any wider, I really think it'd be quite sketchy. That's a good drive, Shauno.
Oh, it's gonna feel good to get to the top of this. This is the most spectacular four-wheel drive track in Australia. Look at that view. If you can see what I can see, it blows me away. Every time I come and drive this track, the Climbys track on the west coast of Tasmania, scared the heck out of me.
Slow and steady wins the race. Stu's big advantage here, of course, is the auto. He can take this super slow and still have a lot of control.
That looks horrible from here. Absolutely horrible.
He got hung up right at the base there on a couple of rocks, and that would have felt sketchy as.
How did that feel, mate? Pretty good?
I've got no words.
It's the first time I've seen Stu with no words. How good's that?
I climbed this rock once. I thought that was the stupidest thing I ever did.
How was that view though,
That's
mate?
up there. You know, that's fantastic.
That is good, isn't it? That makes
It's
it
a lot better
worthwhile.
here than it did over there.
This is one of the more sketchy things I've done. Have a look at that, right on the edge of a cliff on a waterfall in Tasmania. Left-hand turn and you back up and out. But what a crossing. If you ever get a chance, honestly, after having done it, you've got to try that. That's, you do not want to go down there. That's not where you want to be. Look at that view though.
Most spectacular view you'll ever see in a four-wheel drive, I
This is the
think.
most spectacular left-hand turn you'll ever take. Now, Barney.
This is very different inside the car. Are you mad? What am I doing? Are you crazy?
That truck of his does lean a lot. That's what you get when you get a lot of flex. Let's see how he goes. All right, he's across the water crossing. No doubt about it. That is a sketchy piece of four-wheel driving, and we've all done really well. Good stuff, Barney.
That is awesome. That's amazing. Woohoo! Yeah! Oh my God, how good is this place? Woo, 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 woo!
With that challenge done and dusted, we've got camp on our minds.
I don't know about you blokes, it's getting a little bit late in the day. What do you reckon?
I was just thinking the same thing, mate. That sun's almost gone down.
Yeah, it's actually like 7 o'clock at night, you know, Tasmania style, so it means we've probably got about an hour of light if we're lucky. I think it's going to be dark pretty soon, to be honest.
What's your plan, mate? Just another trackside camp, you reckon?
Yeah, I think we'll have to, mate, because the climbing track certainly isn't done at the moment. There's a few hard bits, a few big ruts I remember up in front, and we probably don't want to tackle those at night, so I reckon we just look at the BMS, try and find an open patch and, yeah, pull up stumps for the night.
First though, we've got quite a challenging little climb. At the base of this climb is a massive rut. As you can see, well, Shauno makes it look like it's just a dimple. Have a look at Stu though, he's right deep down into there. Oh, did you hear that? That had to be air coming out of the bead. I reckon that's driver's side, bead off. We're going to have to fix that for Stu. The old D-Max didn't even notice it was there. Good stuff. And Barney's through too. I'm always stoked when Barney makes it through something and doesn't break anything. Beer's on you tonight, mate.
Well, I reckon there's one in every group. In our group, we've got a Stu. Mate, what have you done? You've taken the tyre off the wheel. That's not supposed to be like that.
Well, we needed to clean the beater anyway. And
You needed to clean the
and I'm
Vita.
really thirsty. It's getting
So
dark.
you're trying to just basically make sure that we don't drive anymore when we camp.
Oh, I'm happy to drive all night.
Yeah, or not. I reckon this is a good spot, mate. I reckon this is fate. This is a full drive fate talking to us right now that this is a good spot for a campsite. I reckon just on the grass there, maybe.
Yeah, I'm with you. Just let's get this tyre back on.
Now, whilst that's not a recognised technique in the four-wheel driver's handbook, it certainly is effective. Nearby, we find a little spot to camp, so it's all hands on deck getting everything set up.
Well, I'm pretty excited tonight because tonight marks the first time, believe it or not, that I'm staying in a rooftop tent. And I'm always a bit late to get onto things. I've always been in swags, and look, don't get me wrong, they're super comfortable. I do love swags, but I can't wait to experience a rooftop tent. Well, if that's set up, count me a soul. That really didn't take that long at all. My bed's ready. I've already got my sleeping bag and pillow in there. Did that before I left home. Yep, nice and warm.
Mate, cracking day.
Oh, how good is this track?
And the weather's
Don't
held.
even look up. Don't even look up.
The weather's held, mate.
No rain.
No rain. Superb.
I'm starving. What you got planned?
Starving.
I'm actually pretty hungry, yeah.
Yeah, I did say I'd cook when I was in the car before.
What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking
Barbecue?
similar.
Steaks?
Similar.
Yep.
So look. No, not similar at all.
Okay.
I'm thinking something that's going to warm us from the inside out.
You're going to make something with chilies?
Yeah.
Yoo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
Couple of different types of chilies. I even had a chat with Stu on the side to see because he's got weird chili sauces.
Yeah, he
and stuff
does,
like
he does,
that.
he does.
That's
Chili
really
master.
weird. So he's not.
So what are you making? Like a chili, like a curry?
Nachos
Nachos?
Ooh, that'd be
You
good.
can't make nachos out here.
on a campfire. You better see this to believe it.
Nachos on a campfire?
Yep.
Give the man some room. Step back.
Ooh, that's
Get
Get
him
ready, get ready.
Nachos around the campfire.
I'm just gonna stay here.
Pretty
I'm
stoked.
going
Do it
anyway.
Quicker?
Yeah, hurry up.
How good is this? We're on the climbing track. One of my favourite tracks. It's a bit of an unplanned campsite, but sometimes the best ones are just like that. And when you're on the climbing track, as far as I'm concerned, it doesn't get much better. So tonight, I promised the boys something that's going to warm up from the inside out. I'm thinking the old fire-breathing nachos. Now that's one of my favourite meals. I like a bit of nachos, a good sort of pub feed and around a campfire. How good is it? So first things first, I just got this oil nice and hot. I've chopped up a couple of onions. Here come the lads now. I've raided your truck, mate. Check this out. This will get you a good idea of what we're doing tonight, right? Yep. Peri seasoning.
Oh, give me a go.
Oh yeah. That's about a 5 out of 10. Jalapenos.
They're my favourite.
I want to show you this one first. This one, slap your mama. Now, we've had this one. This is a good. This is the real hot one. This is about an 8 out of 10. An 8 out of 10. And then the little one with the key ring. The key ring is a skull. It's after death sauce.
After death.
Probably tried it before.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, look, it's got a little. That's an 11 out of 10. We'll put him down for a second. What are you doing here?
I'm just trying to lose.
All right, here we go. Right, do you want to grab some of that mince out?
That's really hot.
No, that's a hot one.
It's not advisable.
I said that's an 8 out of 10, mate.
You should snort that in the fridge, mate.
Bit of
And it's so hot.
bit of garlic. Yeah, grab some mince out.
Oh.
Right, bit more garlic. What's wrong, mate? Your eyes are watering. What I'm doing here is I'm just breaking up the mince, putting the mince straight in with the onion and the garlic. But what I'm going to do now is I'm going to chuck a little bit of, it's a secret ingredient, mate.
What do you got there?
Just taco spice mix. I reckon, you've seen me use a couple of packets. Obviously, I could make this up from scratch, just knock it up, But I choose to use packets because we're camping, it makes it easier. Look, there's a bit of chilli.
Yeah, whack that in there.
Put it in that. That's going to taste nice. That's not a hot chilli.
We'll have a bit of a stir here, shall I?
Have a stir, mate. Have a stir. Put some beans in, mate.
You gonna drain those first? Or... No, you can actually use the liquid in that.
The beans has got water in it, so you just put the whole thing in there. You can't go too crazy on this. To slap your
That
mother.
is so hot.
Yeah, that's heaps. That's a lot. That's heaps.
Yeah, that makes me nervous to put on that.
When you do this one, literally a drop could change your life. So look, when we're out so far from hospitals and stuff like that, we just want to take this real carefully. Don't. What are you doing, mate? There's a fair bit in there.
No, put a bit more.
No, trust me.
Really?
Trust me, mate. You're a little bit apprehensive.
I've got no idea
how this is going to work on a campfire, right?
Yeah.
The trick to this is you cook the fiery chili con carne bit up first. Yep. So what I'm going to do is I'm basically going to line the bottom with the corn chips.
Yep. I'm with you so far.
Spoon of that on.
Yep.
Alfoil on top.
Ah, yes.
Down near the fire. Couple of little coals strategically placed. We'll melt that all together. That just goes straight on top, like that. You're just going to sit around the fire with one of these trays. Trust me, it's a real little morale booster, this one.
Oh, look at these little
Look at
individual
these.
packets.
How good's that?
Oh,
And it's
that's
not done
sick.
yet.
That looks cool. We got any left in here? Oh, look, there's a little.
And because I like to treat you blokes,
Yep, what do you got there?
I've got the old 4 cheese melt. Let's look at this.
4 cheeses?
I'm thinking, what do you reckon? Salsa on now, so it heats up with it. Now, I'm thinking about that much for each one.
Yep.
And even chuck a couple of little coals on top, and I reckon 10 minutes tops.
Tops.
And we've got.
I'm not going to give it 5, mate. I'm starving.
Yep.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Coming in hot, bro.
Yep. There we go. Put a bit of stuff on.
Look at that.
This looks good.
Man.
Really good.
That is something else.
Everyone likes sour cream.
Jeez, that's a fair old swag.
Yeah, a little bit here.
Yeah,
Look at that. That looks so good. It's only like not even 10 minutes really on the fire. It doesn't
No,
melt that cheese.
5 minutes, yeah.
Right,
What are you going to put now? A bit of avocados?
yeah, if you want.
I want.
I'll tell you what, there's that little bit of 10 minutes on the fire. Makes those corn chips really crispy. Everything gets nice and hot. Put a bit of sour cream. I reckon
Oh, smoky. You've excelled.
It's not bad, is it, at all?
Absolutely
Cheap
excelled.
and easy meal. Anyone can do. The old fire breather nachos. It's a big favourite around the boys, eh?
Let's go around the fire. It's freezing out here. Woo! I might stick my face in this actually. It'll warm it up. It's day 2 of our West Coast adventure, and it looks to be a cracking day at that. We've woken up here trackside, but are going to get back in the saddle straight away and complete the climbing track as we were supposed to do last night.
Boys, I've got this tiny little ridge in front of us. I say tiny because it's about a Land Cruiser width apart, I think. Yeah, you want to keep your eyes on that one.
I'll follow you, Stu. If I see one side dip, I'll go the other way.
There's another way.
Further left or right, depending on which way you dip.
Oh, that was the edge of your canopy.
I heard that noise from my vehicle. I thought something was wrong with me driving over the bridge. Looks like a bit of a rut as well to get out of here. How good is this? We're nearly done on the climbing track, but certainly plenty more in the area.
Some big holes there, Graham. You might get swallowed.
This morning we want to get back to Granville Harbour, but then head out to the Pieman Heads from there. This is going to be a fairly long day behind the wheel, but we're all keen as mustard to get at least as far as Conical Rocks by nightfall. One thing Tassie is never short of is water, because of the sheer amount of rain they get here, particularly on the west coast, which receives around 2,000 millimetres annually.
Look at this. This is quite tough by the looks of it.
Look at that, you can see that exit is really steep and quite rutted.
Oh, that's cool. That's yeah. You got to get into that one, boys. Oh, it's steep. Such a cool track. I don't know if you can see out my window. It's just views of the whole coastline.
One of the big problems I've often encountered with water crossings in Tasmania is the tannins in the water that makes the water go black. Of course, that means you can't see how deep the crossing is. You'll be right, Stu. You've got this. Stu's not hanging around. He's straight up and out of there using the right pedal.
Oh, that's sick.
My turn. I know what the D-Max is capable of. I'll walk up there. That is something else, that is. That's very cool. That's very cool indeed. It's funny how have a look at the water on your right-hand side when you come through there, Barney. It kind of goes down a plug hole. Look at that. So easy. I've got time to talk on the UHF as I'm going up.
Yeah, the plug hole looks pretty cool, mate. This looks a bit aggressive. Yeah, straight up the hill.
Good work, mate. The big Lux, she does you proud.
It's quite a challenging little crossing, guys.
Hey, mate, cast your memory back to, Struth, it'd probably be, 4 or 5 years ago now. Maybe even longer, mate. I can't remember back that far. And after that trip, you said to me you'd never thought of Tassie much as a four-wheel drive destination. Your mind was pretty firmly set on the top end. I reckon, if I had to put money on it, you've changed your mind.
Yeah, you're about bang on, mate. After travelling here a few times now, it's one of my favourite places to come into four-wheel drive.
Yeah, mate, when we put the year's plans together and we put Tassie on the map, your eyes always light up, and with good reason. Have a look at that view. You could be driving through the peaks of New Zealand. It just looks so mountainous.
Absolutely. It's you're in another world out here, and it really is the wild West Coast. People say that for a reason. It's just wild out here, and no one really comes out here because it is quite remote.
Just looking at my fuel gauge, and the reason I'm looking at it is because I'm just waiting for Shauno to get down what is a pretty gnarly hill here. I've used exactly, just under 2/3 of a tank. So by the time I get out of here, I reckon I've used half a tank. I'm absolutely blown away by how economical this bad boy is. It just sips at fuel. Whereas some of the bigger rigs out here, I know Shauno for a fact, uses significantly more. So yeah, I'm just blown away by how economical this little D-Max is. And this is a technical little bit of driving, hence me being in low range. Oh, Struth.
See so much water on these tracks. It's pretty rocky though. There's heaps of traction you'll typically find, but so much water around. It just rains a lot down here in Tassie. It must do. And I suppose when you get water on the tracks, you get ruts because bits of the track wash away, and you typically lift tyres. That's half the fun. Yeah, it drifted up the hill. Ooh, the back wants to step out on that one.
Hello.
Forward, Stu, forward.
Some of these rock faces are completely off camber. It's easy to get your wheel placement slightly wrong and lose traction. This last part of the climbing track has some really technical sections where you really have to think about where each of those wheels are going. I just lost everything off my seat. Out here, it's key to have a good suspension setup to try and counteract and absorb the big ruts and boulders. Barney's picked a great line through here, and you can see that suspension setup working really well for him. He's got power, suspension, lift, tyres. It's all working as it should, and Barney's making that look easy.
Hey, not too bad, not too bad. Good girl, good girl.
Yeah, boys, we've got some big ruts in front of us. These ones look really big, actually. The closer I drive up to them, the bigger they get.
Yeah, they look a bit serious from back here.
Oh, whoa, that's an angle.
Leaning over a bit there, hey buddy?
Yeah, a little bit.
Big flex there, buddy.
Don't want to fall in is the key.
A lot of these ruts are created by a combination of two things, of course, one of which is use. There's a lot of four-wheel drives that come up through here, get stuck, and use a bit of wheel spin to get out. And the second, of course, and probably most importantly, is erosion.
Yeah, you just want to get your line pretty perfect in there. I slipped out and it didn't work real well for me at all. Did you have a go at this? This is the line I took. And you can closely, you'd actually see where the side biters of the general grabbers were actually biting into the side of this rut and gave me enough traction to drive this pretty committing line. Now, I wouldn't have tried it if I didn't have a tyre that had those aggressive sort of side biters. So it gives me a lot of traction and confidence to drive tough tracks like this. And if you follow it all the way up, you can see that even though there's a lot of clay on this track and it's really that slippery sort of stuff with no traction, that it actually ejects some of this clay out of the side biters and out of the tread, and that gives me a lot more traction. That worked an absolute treat.
This thing is as sketchy as all heck, mate.
Yeah, it's a proper track, mate. You got to commit to this one a little bit. You can either try the hard right-hand line or the one where you got your left-hand driver's side halfway on the rut. That's the one I did. With a little, I don't know, a little feathering of determination.
Yeah, so head a little right, little left, little right, and lots of pedal. Okay, got it.
Go berserker! Just go berserker!
Don't do that.
I don't think we should be encouraging him like that.
Yeah, so go forward then left, eh?
This is all about careful wheel placement and calm, calculated blast of throttle. Barney's concentrating hard here, and it's paid off by the looks of things. That's a good drive, mate.
Yeah! Loving it. That's one big hole. That's a really big hole.
There you have it, fellas. That pretty much marks the end of the climbing track.
Mate, I don't care what you got installed next, because that's it. I'm not going to say the pinnacle, but that is one of the best tracks I've ever driven anywhere in Australia.
It was sketchy in a few places, but very scenic, fellas. I cannot believe how good that was.
Yeah, it's pretty epic, mate. Thanks for bringing us here.
You wait till you see what I've got installed next, mate, because there's a few tracks around this West Coast area that I'll test you and your four-wheel drive, that's for sure.
On we go towards Granville Harbour, which is where the start of the track is to reach the Pieman Heads.
I believe this is one of your favourite little tracks, mate, the old Granville Harbour to Pieman Heads track.
Yeah, mate, I've done, I think it's about the third or fourth time I've done it, and I rate it, just like you did the climbing track, and for good reason too, I rate this as being my favourite track in Tasmania.
I can probably see why. It's pretty scenic by the looks of it. If this is the first 100 metres of the track, mate, if it gets better than this, you have to pinch me, mate, because I think I'm dreaming.
it's another world. We've got the conical rocks up there that just look fantastic. You've got the coast all the way, some bog holes, some hill climbs, and then we've got a massive beach run that we've got to do. Great big long beach run, but you've got to sort of pick your areas, because if the tide's up and the waves are up, it actually cuts your progress. There's quicksand on it too, which can be quite deadly. And I'm not gonna spoil it just yet or ruin it just yet, but wait till you see the campsite at the end of all this. Just like the climbing track, this one has a lot of water about. This track has got its fair share of sandy sections and fairly steep dunes to negotiate. But with recent rains, the sand is wet, compacted, and pretty easy to drive.
Oh, how good is this, boys? Straight down onto the beach.
Head north. If your tyres get wet, go north more.
Ah, this is cool. Look at this, it's a massive beach with big dunes. It looks like something out of Mad Max.
That is awesome.
This is pretty sick, eh?
There's no tracks, there's a quad track just here, but there's no other tyre tracks anywhere.
As nice as this is, we've still got to be careful because the beach has been known to have some sections of sinking sand or quicksand. Beach driving, I love it. I'm going to rate beach driving of all the different disciplines in the four-wheel driving world. I love beach driving. Grew up doing it. It's actually where I learnt to drive a vehicle. And this day and age, when I get on a beach, I still just love the feeling of being able just to drive for miles down a big windswept open beach with the ocean on one side, dunes or whatever it is on the other. I think it's the ultimate expression of freedom in a four-wheel drive, beach driving. I love it to pieces. The beach soon turns back into track, and we're on course to reach the conical rocks before dark as planned.
Here goes. This is slippery. Right there, that's exactly where a good set of mud tyres will separate you from the rest of the crew.
What's going on with that rig of yours? Have you done something secret you haven't told me about? It's got a spring in its step.
You've noticed, have you, mate? Yeah, I've actually just put a new turbo in. It's a CT26 high flow turbo by MTQ, and it's giving me a stack more power, mate.
Filth. That's certainly made a noticeable improvement to what I could see from behind before.
Yeah, mate, it's made it so much more enjoyable to drive, that's for sure.
Suddenly, and we're into some slop. We're going to need a bit of momentum to carry us through. Mud driving is one of those things where you do need a bit of right boot. Of course, momentum is your friend. If you can carry speed through, you've got a good chance of getting out.
A little bit more Tassie mud for a change. Oh, looks pretty wild too. Oh, yep, get into it. That's a little bit of fun.
I think this is where mud is born, and then it just distributes around the rest of Australia.
Well, I was promised mud, and I'm expecting more of it as we go further down the road.
Just Barney to come through now. He's done it and we've made it to conical rocks. I love it when a plan comes together.
Look at those freaking rocks. It's awesome. Everything's awesome.
I rate this section of the track here from sort of conical rocks right through to the heads as my favourite section of track. It's just bloody spectacular. On a day like today with the sun setting as it is, I reckon you're seeing it in about as good a condition as you ever would. Just outside the Pieman Heads is a little camp spot that will be ideal for all of us tonight.
This is an unreal place.
I gotta say, I absolutely love my crash pad swag. It's one of the most comfortable swags I've ever slept in. And if you're getting a good night's sleep, it means tomorrow is gonna be even better than today. How good is this? Fire going, we've got a beer in hand, there's a feed on the way, and we're at a remote location, the Pieman Heads, which is absolutely beautiful. This is why we own four-wheel drives, for this moment right here. And it honestly doesn't get any better. It's time to get packed up because today is our final day and we're taking on the rugged inland loop track.
Well, boys, that was a great little campsite.
Weather turned it on too, mate.
I know, we've got a bit of protection from the wind. You know, perfect part of the world.
Challenge now, boys, is getting out of here. We're not going to take the beach run back because that'd be too darn easy. I reckon we take the inland track back.
So what do we got down there? Just more mud, mud, and mud, mate?
Mate, it changes so much from year to year, I don't really know what to expect. But last time I was out here, it was bone dry. Time before that, trucks on 37s were getting stuck, mate.
Lots of big rocks and it looks quite shaly. Oh, there's some traction there. It's actually a hell of a lot steeper when you're up here. Heaps of traction, but yeah, you want to pick your line pretty good.
Perfect. Oh, give it some.
I don't know if giving it some's a good idea on this hill.
Oh, struth, Stu. Picking up wheels, bouncing up the hill, I tell you what. That just shows how steep that hill really is.
Ah, you wanted wheel lift. You got a wheel lift.
All right, it's my turn in the D-Max. You know what? Steep hills like this are really easy in the D-Max. It's got that low centre of gravity, good traction control, and it just manages to climb up anything we point it at. All right, Barney's up. He loves this stuff. Look at him go. He's not holding back. The concentration on the face.
That's something else. Something else.
Hey boys, some mud up ahead. It's hard to know where to go. I can see some tyre tracks. I'm just going to try and follow those.
There you go. I knew it wouldn't be too long until we find mud again. There's no avoiding this one. It's right across the track.
Yeah, I flicked a fair bit of mud there. It's not too bad actually. It's not too deep.
This one's all about momentum. It's not a deep mud hole, so that means you can go in with a bit of right boot. Stop in the middle, you will get stuck. If you don't stop, you got this one nailed. Yep, there you go. It's easy done with the right momentum. And of course, Barney ain't getting hung up for anybody. He's straight through there with a smile on his face. That's good work, mate.
A bit more mud, boys. In fact, this one looks a bit more like a lake than a bog hole. It's quite big.
Make stuff happen.
Still moving.
Being first, Sean went in nice and easy, but he's still got movement. He's coming back for another shot.
I don't think it's big enough. Make it a bit bigger.
I see soot everywhere.
Oh, this is like snow. You just got to push the way through.
Looks like there's one thing for it, mate. That's right. Give it the berries.
How good's that? That was a lot of right pedal to get through that one.
Stu's up. Learning from Sean, he's not holding back. But it doesn't look like he's had as much luck. He's going to need a winch here.
No, that is really stuck, eh?
All right, I'm going in. No, I got it. Out! Come on! Hold there, Stu. I'm going to go over the side of there.
I'm going over here too.
All yours.
Thank you.
Winching.
Any winching situation, it's important you choose a good, strong winch anchor. You don't want that letting go.
Here we go, guys. This is how a pro does it.
Second gear, manual. In we go. Alrighty then. Now, while watching the others there, I noticed a slightly different line, and hopefully it works in my favour. Hard around this way.
Nice drive, mate.
Yeah, it's sick. All right, Barney's up. This is going to be entertaining.
Come on, Barney! Look at him cheering on.
Look at him go. He knows how to use the loud pedal, that's for sure. It's not particularly graceful, but he made it through.
Hey, Barney, you got a copy back there, mate?
Sure do, Jeb.
Mate, I've got to say that Hilux of yours has been putting out some serious power. And not to mention, mate, it hasn't been getting hot, has it?
Not at all, mate. She's a very reliable beast, this one.
How are you getting that power and also keeping those temps down?
Well, first off with an exhaust, mate, you get a bit of power out of those, and you get those EGTs down, those exhaust temperature gases, quite dangerous to the motor. That's the first step. Second step would be putting on an intercooler, and that gets those intake temps way down. We found we're getting more than 3 times cooler intakes, which is a massive improvement on engine safety and a real great platform for tunability.
And then I suppose when you get those temperatures down, you can put a decent tune into it so you get that safe, reliable power.
Oh mate, that's the big tip a lot of people are forgetting. You don't want to just jump out there with a hot tune and blow your engine in a couple of years. A lot of damage. So if you want to do it safely and get maximum power, you need to get exhaust and intercooler, and that just lays that platform. And mate, we're getting huge gains with those results.
What sort of gains can you typically expect out of, let's say, the Hilux like yours, mate?
We did quite a simple tune and all the rest that we normally do. We got 70% more torque out of this one.
Well, Barney, it's a good thing, mate, we've got all that extra power on board because you're going to need it in this bog hole right here, bud. Well, boys, we've got another bog hole and it looks like quite a serious one. I might stop and just, I don't know, there's so many different lines in here, I might try and pick a good way through. Have a look at this one, boys. Look, I reckon every single line has a potential to get bogged.
Oh, 100%.
I'm actually going to try and take this one. Okay. I'm going to go straight here.
Yeah, well, going straight makes sense.
Yeah, see what happens, eh, boys?
Big tyres, lots of power, big lift.
Oh, just made it. Just made that. Ooh, that's quite slippery sort of stuff.
Whoa. Oh, he's not slowing down.
Oh my goodness, Stu, that is just another one of those bouncing techniques you use. Yeah, I tell you, it ain't graceful, but it works. That's a good drive, mate.
Smoked that one.
Well done, Stu.
Thank you, thank you.
He drives that thing hard. Lucky it's tough.
My turn next now. These ruts, I don't hold out much hope. I reckon the D-Max is going to bottom out here, but we'll give it a red hot go and see where I get to.
That's you, buddy.
Yes, good try. Good
That was
go.
a weird line.
That's a terrible line.
Where were you going?
Hey, I thought you were going to come up here. It's a bit easier up this way, I think.
Pick the worst line possible.
One for the team, Graham.
I'd say nearly, but it wasn't nearly.
That's enough.
Well, we've had a bit of a plot around with a stick. There's about 4 different, well, maybe more than 4, maybe 5 or 6 different ways to get back on the main track from over there to over here. And we think that this through here is going to be the best way to go, except for this part right here. I reckon if Shauno's going to come unstuck, it'll be in a big way and it'll be right here. Let's wait and see. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, I would say he won't make it. He won't make it. Let's see. Righto, mate.
Definitely going to have our work cut out for us. Big, long bog hole. It looks like maybe one of the easier ones.
This track just isn't letting up and we've got more deep bog holes to face.
Yeah, it was that. The vehicle's completely covered. It's almost dark in here. There's so much mud on the windows and windscreen. A little bit boggy.
I didn't think you had it through there, but
I just stayed on it.
how did it feel?
I think once you get through the mud layer with those 35-inch tyres, you find traction. Yep. This bit's a bit off cambered, so don't go too hard. Is that all right?
I was thinking, geez, don't sink too much more.
Because it's pretty deep in there, boys. That's the worst bit of it.
Here comes Stu.
Come on, dog.
Come on.
No, get out.
Get through there.
He's seen what Sean did and hopes to follow suit. That's good work, mate.
In we go.
All right, now it's my turn.
Into it. Yes! Oh!
That's a bit rough.
And yes, a win for the D-Max.
That was cool, man. That was cool.
Oh, mate, there was mud just flicking out of that D-Max.
Yeah, that's the whole plan for me was just to keep my foot down.
Yep.
And that was it.
Yep.
That was my plan. That's all I had. Barney will either end in glory or it's going to go all pear-shaped and he's going to be upside down in there somewhere. All right, mate.
Hit this one nice and easy. The boys already cleared the track.
Into him, mate.
Oh, with ease, with ease. Mate, just looking at the back of the old GU there and thinking to myself, that's got to be one of the slicker GUs I've seen getting around. And then it sort of triggered my memory, and of course it's got a brand new auto conversion in it. How's it all doing? You've done a top end trip now, Tassie a couple of times.
Yeah, mate, no, the auto's been really good in this truck. It's made a huge difference.
What's the main reason you put one of those in? Would it be for sort of a towing sort of thing?
Yeah, I think generally speaking, autos are a lot better for towing. You know, it makes it a lot easier.
We're not too sure of the depth of this, and we can't get to it with the stick to test it. So
No, it's deep.
we've done the old rock, paper, scissors, and Barney lost. So we're going to send him in, but before he goes in, I'll put my sunnies on, because look at those legs.
Whoa.
Look at those legs off.
Well, mate.
In you get, mate.
Like, the way I figure it as well, like, you're going to get wet, obviously, doing this, but it's better than getting wet carpets and
Oh,
full
100%.
drive.
It's always better to get Barney wet.
So this bit's
What about now? We're sort of 3/4 of the way along the inland loop track, and we've got one more substantial bog to get through before we drop back down onto the beach. Now look, when you're wading any crossing like this, don't stick to the middle, because of course that's not where the vehicle will be driving. It'll be driving on either edge, and that's where the ruts will be. So make sure you get into those ruts so you can really gauge just how deep a crossing is.
Bit of water.
Righto, Sean's up first. He's going to make this look easy.
Heaps of traction, heaps of traction. Oh, a few rocks in there. Yeah, nice rocky bottom.
Righto, Stu. Give it a go, mate. Whoa, Struth. Stu's gone in hard, but it's paying off for him.
In we go.
Easy. Yeah, piece of cake and good fun too. All right, come on, Barney.
Well, like I said, fellas, it's not very deep. But it's a bit rough.
It may not be deep, but Barney's causing a splash. That's a good drive, mate. Well done.
I don't think it really justified me getting my gear off, but anyway.
Well, boys, I can see the ocean now, and I think Granville Harbour's down to our left.
Yeah, it's still a fair old hike yet, mate, but I think we're over all the major challenges, and from here on in, it's just a pretty cruisy sort of a run through to Granville. And I don't know about you blokes, but I'm not real keen to get into town just yet. Granville Harbour or bust.
Look at that view, unreal. So good. Looking out over the whole of the bay here. Just crazy scenery.
I'm putting it out there, mate. Climbies and Pieman Head, my two favourite tracks in Tassie.
And I reckon they're my favourite because of the pure beauty of this part of Tasmania. Pick the right time of year, you'll hardly see anybody. The weather can be a little bit challenging, but that's what makes this place so special. Couple that with the views, the perfect camping, and well, as far as I'm concerned, this is a place I'll come back to for the rest of my life.
Well, that is quite a view, boys.
Don't get tired of saying that, do I?
Granville Harbour, look at that, jeez.
Oh, unreal, mate.
And today is probably a calm day, mate.
I'd say so.
Fantastic weather, isn't it?
Glorious conditions.
Well, I reckon what we've just done here, although it was only, what, 2 tracks really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I would be pretty confident to say it's the best of the West.
I reckon in terms of scenery,
Yeah.
it's certainly challenging. I mean, you could
Yep.
be stuck out there for weeks if you didn't get it right.
Exactly, you sure could. Look, if you came to Tassie and you only did Climbies and Pieman, and that's all you had time for, I don't think you'd be disappointed.
Yeah.
You wouldn't have wasted your trip. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm going to say it, Pieman is my favourite.
I reckon Climbies.
Yeah,
got it
we're at
all over,
odds.
mate.
We're at odds,
Absolutely.
but something about what do you reckon?
Oh, Climbies.
Climbies?
Yeah.
Oh, I love this. That view, that drive, the mud.
sensational.
It's
The best thing is, no Commodores anywhere.
No, there's not. There's absolutely not. It's been a draw between us, folks, so why don't you make the decision, not by watching this DVD, but by getting into Tassie and do it yourself. Do the Pieman, do Climbies, camp somewhere around here too, because it's absolutely fantastic. We'll see you down here. Maybe we will, maybe we won't. We haven't had a scallop pie yet.
I'm going to find one, a curry scallop pie, mate.
curried
That's
scallop
why I
pie.
come to Tassie half the time.
Get down to Tassie, do these tracks, get yourself a curried scallop pie. We might catch you down here. We might not. We'll catch you next time.
Forward drive action.
He did it. He did it really well.
Get in the mood!
That's how I just dropped on the one knee.
How cool is this?
When you mentioned Lord of the Rings, I was just thinking about Gollum and a D-Mac.
The accurate description.
You just wouldn't have a bar.
Why is your mic not on?
I can turn it on, mate. Did you want it on?
Yeah, that's the whole
Oh man, even I heard those instructions.
I'm used to working with people that do this for me, okay?
That's true.
All I can say.
Two cannibals are eating a clown. One cannibal turns to the other and says, "Reckon this tastes funny?" Whoa!
Any mention that
Oh.
you cars ever used for that question?
Oh, that seaweed! Oh, get that seaweed smell into you.
お誕生日はいつですか？こんにちは。おはようございます。123456789 Yeah. That's my story.
Whoops, you got to put the vehicle into drive. And then you can go.
You're trying to eat the mud out of it. Oh, it's just dripping on him.
That's not pleasant.
This is Sam Booker from last night.
How does that not go? That's...
Oh, that's scary.
Whenever it pops back on, it just scares the... Don't look at explosions.
You're keeping it together so well.
I know. I was right.
It's still shaking.
Oh man, it was right at me like butter.
Trudging through the bush, we see them in their natural habitat. Cameramen holding the tools of their trade.
Gee, blooming creepers, that was hard work, mate. Really hard work. I'm Sean Whale. Yeah, this is me 80 series. It's a good try. Best of the four-wheel drives. Hang on a second, the photographer wants to talk to me. What do you want, mate? He's still going. He likes to take photos from my rig. It's real good, Sean Whale. Turn them off. Oh, they're off now. There you go. All right, I gotta go now. Get out of my car and I'll go and do some stuff. See yous.
Barney from Legendaries. I like to go berserker. Yeah! Berserker. Yeah!
Can you see this? He fell over. The wave was so big he couldn't ride it the whole way.
I saw a little thing I shouldn't have seen. Little something down there, little ball sack or something. You really are a ginger.
Look at this ginger, mate.
You're gonna start asking some serious questions about us. Mainly you, though. That's not the first time you've been in his pants, is it?